Hey, what's up degenerates? Me, AAA, back again with yet another cancerous questions video. Let's dive right in, shall we?
How does it feel to be the same sex as Donald Trump?
What she expected. What men really think.
Stupid lady.
So already there's a condescending twat trying to generalize and demonize all men and shame them for just being men. Surprise, surprise. Well done, BuzzFeed. True to form.
Why do you hate rom-coms? Or do you just feel like you need to hate them?
I don't hate rom-coms. Some are funny and entertaining, but the fact is they're made specifically to suit a female audience. So the content is not always appealing to men. It's just a fact. Just as women don't usually find sports or action movies as appealing as men do.
Everybody likes The Notebook. Everybody likes Beyonce. It's just a fact.
Who the fuck are you to say what people like and don't like? For your information, I think Beyonce is crap. All she does is the same tired pop shit that's been regurgitated for the last 30 years. A sappy love song here, girl power anthem there, add a splash of club mixes to round off the portfolio. So no, not everyone likes Beyonce. And as for The Notebook, I've never seen it, so I can't comment. But I won't go out of my way to watch it, even for the research purposes for this video, as I can hazard a guess that it's a sappy pile of horseshit. It's clear this pretentious idiot obviously thinks, well, these are my favourite things in the world, so everyone else loves them too, right? Right? Newsflash, love, people aren't robots who all have the same preferences. The thought that people have different tastes is a completely alien concept to this person.
Why do you make women sit around and talk about men in movies
When y'all easily just sit around and talk about boobs for hours.
So, in your fantasy world, do all men write film scripts, or do we just bring it up at the weekly patriarchy meeting? And talking about boobs for hours. There are a lot of things I like to do with boobs for hours. Play with them, look at them, you know, the usual. And to be honest, talking about them does not come very high on the list because it makes me want to do the aforementioned things. And how am I going to do those while around a group of other men? Yes, it's a fact that men love boobs. But do we talk about them constantly? Fuck no. That's as retarded as saying women talk about dick 24/7. It's just not true. Oh wait, it's not, is it?
Why do you automatically assume that you won't like TV or movies that star a female lead?
Why do you assume that I'll assume anything? You don't know me. I happen to like strong female leads. Hunger Games, Alien, Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, Metroid, Mirror's Edge, Underworld. That's just naming a couple off the top of my head. So, yeah. See, what men don't like is being force-fed the feminist girl power agenda. For instance, the new Ghostbusters movie. They could have made it a gender-mixed team showing women are capable of the same as men, but they decided to go full-on female superiority. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against the idea of watching a group of females as Ghostbusters. But the over, in-your-face girl power thing got kind of old when the Spice Girls were doing it. Know what I mean?
Why are you surprised when women are funny?
I'm probably funnier than you.
I'm not. Anyone can be funny. It's a fact that generally women are more sensitive in nature than men. And that's one of the reasons that there are more funny men than women. Plus, men use humour to interact with each other on a social level that most women just don't. So it's a fact that men are generally funnier. Getting all pissy and claiming you're funnier than men is not going to make that statement any less true. Obviously, that's not to say that there aren't funny women out there. There are some extremely funny women. One of my favourite comedians is actually Jenny Talia. And if you don't know who she is, I suggest you go and look her up because she is fucking hilarious. Now, do you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to put a link in the description. Go and check her out. So, in the wise words of Jenny herself,
Up yours.
Why do you think that we're obsessed with you when we hook up?
9 times out of 10, I just want you to leave too. I'm busy. I got shit to do.
firstly, a large percentage of women hook up with the intention of creating a relationship. Men just want sex and be done. Secondly, that's fucking cold. I'm not even going to make breakfast. If you stay over at my place, I'm getting up and cooking. Because if you've just hooked up, you can pretty much guarantee you were out drinking. And if you're hungover, there is no better remedy Then a full English. Bacon, egg, sausage, beans, black pudding, hash browns, tomatoes, and a nice cup of Rosie Lee. That'll set you right. While I'll admit there are blokes who act this same way, it's not a gendered issue really, it's just an arsehole issue. You can either choose to treat the person that you've just shared your bed with as a human being, or you can choose to treat them as some kind of used toy that you're now bored of.
Why can't I sleep with as many people as I want to without being judged? When men do it, they're congratulated.
For a start, slut shaming is not really a thing men do. I've never heard a man belittle a woman based on their promiscuity. The only people I've ever seen do this are other women. The fallacy that you're trying to push, that men are seen as studs when they sleep around, is about 30 years out of date. Unless you're some kind of frat boy, dude bro type. Now, men are actually labelled as man whores. I was myself growing up, just simply because I didn't have a specific preference in women. I was of the mindset of not really giving a shit and gained the title of man whore. So it happens on both sides, though men, they tend not to scream stuff from rooftops like women, so you don't often hear of it.
Why do you consider a woman a tease if she doesn't sleep with you after 3 dates, but a slut if she sleeps with you on the first date?
Right, firstly, it sounds to me that you need to stop dating wankers. If you find a decent guy, it won't matter how long he has to wait. I once waited 3 months before sleeping with an ex, so there are decent guys out there. I like to think of myself as a semi-decent guy, you know, when I'm not being an arsehole on the internet and all that. If you keep running into wankers, that means all men are wankers, right? It couldn't possibly be that you're looking in the wrong places or going for the wrong type of guy, could it? Nah. Couldn't be, could it?
In what world does no mean yes?
No means no.
Fucking hell, here we go. The rape shite always comes up, don't it? Right, I'm going to say this slowly and clearly as I can. No one sane thinks no means yes. We all know how words work. Well, most of us. So please, stop spewing this crap all the fucking time.
Why do you say that women are too emotional to be leaders?
Then justify catcalling by saying men just can't control themselves.
Firstly, women are emotional by nature. It's a fact. Though I don't think it makes them poor leaders in this day and age. After all, it is the current year. Anyone who says men can't control themselves is either a twat or a liar. Because it's not that we can't control ourselves, it's that we're following a formula that works. For every fucktard feminist who gets offended at a compliment, who is outraged or fearful of being raped on the spot, there is about 50 normal women who see a compliment as just that. A fucking compliment. Now, they may not all be interested or attracted to the person giving the compliment, but a percentage, however, will, and will either reciprocate or strike up a conversation, or at least be polite enough to make it clear that they are unavailable. Anyone who calls this harassment is either an idiot, doesn't know the definition of harassment, or they are being willfully disingenuous. If another woman came up to you and complimented you on your shoes, for instance, you wouldn't call that harassment, would you?
Why do you think that just because you're nice to me, I owe you my body?
Your body is yours to do with as you please. Anyone who thinks you owe them your body is clearly an asshole. We did already go through this point earlier.
Why would you ever send an unsolicited dick pic?
Well, I wouldn't, unless I was asked to, obviously. I mean, it speaks volumes as to what kind of dating you're doing when you're getting sent dick pics. Tinder's all well and good if you want to Netflix and chill, but come on, that's all it's for, shagging. If you're looking for a relationship using a medium like that, then you are going to fail miserably. And also, yet again, it speaks to the class of man that you are picking.
Why do you feel like it's okay to harass women or make offensive comments about women, but when somebody does it to your sister, it's not okay?
Harass women? Really? Again, touched on this earlier. Idiot or disingenuous. The only time I would get pissed at someone for chatting to my sister as if she was underage, or it was one of my mates, because, you know, the bro code. Ugh, it sounds so dude broish when you say it out loud. But It is what it is. Or lastly, if the guy was taking it too far or just being a twat. There is a certain level of acceptability. If a guy says she looks nice and wants to take her out, fine. She's got a nice ass, fine. If he tells her to get her tits out so he can squirt his load all over them, then he's getting a slap. You know what I mean? Believe it or not, there is a difference between being respectful and being a dick.
How does it feel to interrupt me when
Oh, sorry, were you saying something?
I'm in the middle
Wait, hold on, what were you saying?
of making a
Come again?
point during a meeting?
Childish, I know, but it was pretty fun. So,
Yours. What do you think, Dad? You like it? Fuck 'em. Up yours.
Why do you have to sit with your legs so wide open?
I get that you have balls, but I don't stand around with my arms wide open to make room for my boobs.
now I know the feminist and SJW crowd have a very hard time actually understanding biology. But let me clarify this. Men have testicles. If they close their legs, said testicles get squashed and cause pain. Your tits are not in your armpits. For your analogy to work, that is where your tits would have to be. Fucktard.
You were literally too stupid to insult.
Why are women perceived as the weaker sex, even though we literally birth you? Like watermelons through like this.
Again, having trouble with biology, are we? Throughout history, men have been the hunters and providers, while women have been the caregivers and childbearers. Naturally, we have evolved biologically around these roles. Men naturally have more muscle mass, meaning they are the stronger sex. Muscle mass equals physical strength. Pushing something out of your fanny doesn't.
Why is it so bad to show your emotion?
I think this also goes back in some part to the hunter-gatherer instinct, where emotion in a life and death situation gets you killed. Men naturally keep a cool head in situations where women would fall apart.
It means you're human.
No, being human makes you human.
Why are you always trying to prove your masculinity to me?
Yet again, a natural biological instinct. Men feel the instinctual need to show their masculinity to secure the best mate. Just like every other fucking species on the planet. Everything has some kind of courting or mating rituals, from big cats down to the smallest of insects.
Why the isn't it ladylike to cuss? When did words get gendered?
Cuss all you want, cunt. The only people I have ever heard policing words is feminists and oversensitive SJWs, usually surrounding the fact that they're triggered about something that someone either said or did, and then they want the whole world to be policed because of it. Or they've just randomly changed the definition or the meaning of a word to suit their narrative or agenda.
Why is it your first instinct to doubt women who have been sexually violated or raped?
And we're back to the rape topic. Surprise. It's not instinct, fucktard, it's the law. Innocent until proven guilty. Not guilty when someone with a vagina says so. Also, if there wasn't so many assholes out there who cry rape just to fuck up a man's life, people would be less skeptical. They would still need proof, but they would be less skeptical.
Why do you assume a woman's angry because she's on her period?
Again, we have another biology expert. Menstruation, i.e. periods, cause an influx of hormones in a woman's body, which can lead to mood swings. So it could well be a cause when a woman is acting irrationally.
Why do you think women that wear makeup are false advertising? We can say the same thing about your dick size.
I would say non sequitur and be done with it, but you don't understand how idiotic your comparison is, so the term may be a little too much for you. When men start spending literally thousands on making their bulge look bigger while retaining the same size, then come back at me.
Why isn't it weird that there's a bunch of old white men sitting in a room making legislation about what I can and can't do with my body?
It's not weird because you put them there. You know, democracy. If you didn't want these white men deciding what you can and can't do with your body, you shouldn't have voted for them.
Do you have a coochie?
So if you don't have the right genitalia, you cannot have an opinion. By your own logic, you have just completely invalidated this entire video.
Why are straight guys so obsessed with lesbians?
Oh look, here's one thing I like. Oh, here's another. Oh, there's two things I like. And now they're together. Doesn't take a bloody mathematician.
How does it feel to get kicked in the balls?
What do you want? A 2-page essay on the ramifications of testicular violence? It's simple. It fucking hurts. Care to describe in detail what it's like to be kicked in the twat? No. Didn't think so.
Do you ever get tired of trying to be manly all the time?
To be honest, it just comes naturally, really.
Why are you so afraid of gender equality?
True equality doesn't scare me at all. But the crap you lot spew is not equality. The version of equality SJWs, feminists and fucking BuzzFeed push is a world where white men are less than second-class citizens just because they're white. And that is something that actually does scare me. Because to me, that screams anything but equality.
Why do I deserve to be paid less than you?
If you do the same job, you get the same pay. It's actually the fucking law.
What world does 77 cents equal $1?
This idiotic fallacy is based around lifetime statistics. There is no 77 cents to the dollar, it's bullshit.
In what world does 68 cents equal $1?
How is that fair?
This crap is pulled from lifetime work and pay statistics, where men actually work more hours on average in their lifetime than women. So why shouldn't they get paid more? You work, you get paid. You don't work, you don't get paid. This is a fact of life. How are we supposed to close this disparity? Encourage women to work more hours over their lifetime? No. You want women to get extra money for free because vagina. Fuck you.
Why are you intimidated by a woman who makes more money than you? That's awesome. More money.
Why would I be intimidated unless she was actually trying to emasculate me with the fact that she earns more money than I do? It just so happens that I'm a stay-at-home dad. So that kind of thing really doesn't bother me, to be fair.
Why are opinionated women seen as bitches?
When opinionated men are seen as bosses.
That's not strictly true. While you're correct in the fact that opinionated women are seen as bitches, more often than not, opinionated men are labelled arrogant pricks. Or, like yours truly, just an asshole.
Why aren't you speaking up when you hear your male friends behind closed doors make jokes that are offensive to women?
Oh, the irony. The funny one doesn't like jokes. In answer to your question, I don't speak up because A, I'm not an oversensitive crybaby, and B, because it's a fucking joke. Let me ask you this funny one. Why don't you speak up when women make inappropriate jokes about men?
Why are you so afraid of recognizing your own privilege? Doesn't mean you're a bad person. Just recognize it and do something about it.
I don't want to talk to you no more, you empty-headed animal food trough whopper. I fart in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries. Now go away or I shall taunt you a second time.